party for the greatness of Nigeria through the continuity of all sectors of the transformation of the nation. Abuja, the nation's capital, is already bustling with human and vehicular movement as preparations are in top gear for... Well, that report on the president will be brought by political correspondent Onoze Yakubu.
Declaration, according to reports, will be attended by more than 2,000 pro-Goodluck Jonathan's group, members of the PDP, women's group, as well as members of the civil society. The president is also expected to use the occasion to launch his new campaign slogan, Nigerians First, Nigerians Always, Let's Do It Together, whose essence is to identify with Nigerians who are central to the desire of the president to seek a second time in office. A visit to the Eagle Square, venue of the declaration, shows that security has already been beefed up around the three-armed zone. The arena has been colorfully decorated in PDP's flag, with work at different areas reaching advanced stages of completion. Some of the committee members were on ground to ascertain the extent of work.
We are expecting a large crowd here. So all of us, the venue committee, the security committee, all other committees are, all hands are deck. All will be set for us tomorrow to receive the peace-loving people of Nigeria and the PDP members and the other, well-wishers of the PDP and Mr. President.
The venue is almost getting ready. By 12 midnight today, this place is ready for Mr. President's declaration for tomorrow.
The fever is all over. Nigerians are waiting for the most important moment of our life, that is the declaration of our transformer, the president.
At the Goodluck Support Group office in Area 11, an interfaith prayer rally is being held in support of the president's declaration, where clergymen gather to pray for the success of the forthcoming epoch-making event. In Abuja, I am Shuaibu Onoze Yakubu, NTA News.
Secretary Board of Trustees of the People's Democratic Party, Senator Walid Jibrin, has commended the enthusiasm exhibited by aspirants on the purchase of nomination forms. Senator Walid Jibrin, while expressing satisfaction with the interest members showed, appealed to the aspirants to ensure that they play by the rules.
People that go to you is not the issue to purchase the form. It's either you yourself that have gone to purchase the form is a qualified person to purchase the form and to contest election, must first of all ensure that...
However, cautioned that those without genuine interest to contest should avoid actions that they may create confusion in the party. The Obingwa People's Assembly has endorsed Dr. Okezie Ikpeazu as its PDP sole candidate for the Abia gubernatorial race in 2015 elections. Eugene Andubisi reports that the community pledged its support during a grand reception held in his honor. The report.
The community said their decision to adopt Dr. Ikpeazu was born out of his meritorious services at different capacities in government.
Men of Steve Man, Capital and Juggernaut, and assembled here today and say with one voice, Dr. Okezie Ikpeazu, please go and represent us.
The Obingwa traditional rulers also used the occasion to confer a chieftaincy title to Dr. Ikpeazu as the Ugo of Obingwa. The Commissioner for Physical Planning and Urban Renewal, Elder Godwin Nna, and Transition Chairman Obingwa, Prince Obinna Nwaberije, pledged commitment to support Dr. Ikpeazu to actualize his governorship ambition.
We are now giving him support for the position of that governorship in Abia State.
We thought it wise and found it very worthy to accord him this civic reception in recognition and appreciation of a wonderful job well done.
Responding, Dr. Ikpeazu, who chose to speak in his local dialect, promised to serve the Okwangwa people and Abia State in general if elected. In Aba, Eugenia Ndubisi, NTA News.
This is NTA Nationwide. More reports after the commercial break. Do stay with us.
This is to inform all distinguished senators of the Federal Republic of Nigeria that the resumption of Senate in plenary has been scheduled from Tuesday, 11th November 2014 to Wednesday, 12th November 2014. All distinguished senators are by this notice requested to resume sitting in plenary on Wednesday, 12th November 2014 by 10 a.m. prompt. Please, Benedict Feture, Clerk, Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Announcer.
100% efficiency.
Many people, different tribes, different tongues.
100% productivity. 100% Nigerian. At Kakatar, we have set the record for being the first indigenous company to build a major bridge in Abuja using wholly Nigerian engineers. This bridge connects two highlands over a deep gulf. This is the dream of our founding fathers. Kakatar.
Transform the jangling discords of our nation into a beautiful symphony of brotherhood.
Change is never easy. It was not easy for Dr. Martin Luther King when Prime Minister Lee Kuan Yew transformed Singapore from third world to first world. It was not easy. They stoned him. It was not easy for Nelson Mandela.
I, Barack Hussein Obama.
It was not easy for Barack Obama. Nothing worthwhile ever is. Dr. Martin Luther King did it. Prime Minister Lee Kuan Yew did it. Nelson Mandela did it. Barack Obama did it. Goodluck Jonathan is doing it. He is transforming Nigeria. Mr. President, keep doing it. We who are with you are so many more than those who are against you. A message from protectors of Nigerian posterity.
Federal government's effort to combat insurgency and the plight of internally displaced persons is the focus on NTA Tuesday Live this week. Tuesday Live, informative, incisive, and engaging. Don't be told. Join us.
Hey, hey, hey. From the east down to the west, up to the north and back to the south. Nigeria don't transform now because of good luck. Our people don't they smile low. Our country don't better. Waiting good luck they do. Oh, yeah, make una follow me come see. Waiting good luck they do. Agricultural sector, petroleum product. Oh, yeah, make una follow me come see. Waiting good luck they do. Railway system, good roads and aviation do go. Oh, yeah, make una follow me come see. Waiting good luck they do. Healthcare systems and youth empowerment. Oh, yeah, make una follow me come see. Waiting good luck they give us light, give us food, give us house, give us school. With good luck, Jonathan, our country don't better. Oh, hey.
The FRCN, NTA and VON annual service of 9 lessons and Christmas carols is here again.
The program, which started over 10 years ago in Abuja as a local carol night, has grown into a national affair.
It's an exhibition of classical and Nigerian Christmas songs and carols,
Featuring spirit-lifting renditions and inspiring messages in celebration of the living Christ.
Celebrated groups like the Last Ekweme Choral Group will be there.
Theme, celebrating the Prince of Peace.
Venue, National Christian Center, Abuja.
Date, Sunday, 14th December 2014.
Time, 3 p.m.
Message giver, Senior Pastor, Dunamis International Gospel Center, Dr. Paul Enenche.
For sponsorship details, call 0803-303-7678
0803-704-3300
or 0802-722-2869.
Coming live on Radio Nigeria, NTA and Voice of Nigeria, Sunday, December 14, 2014.
The FRCN, NTA and VON annual service of 9 lessons and Christmas carols.
Making Christmas memorable for you.
You're still watching Nationwide. Governor Mukhtar Yero commissions 4 distribution substations under the National Independent Power Project, NIPP. This and more stories from Kaduna Network Center with Suleiman as our guide.
Thank you very much, Ifeanyi, and welcome to Kaduna Network Center. 4 distribution injection substations under the National Integrated Power Project NIPP in Kaduna State have been commissioned. Governor Mukhtar Yero of Kaduna State commissioned the projects with an assurance to continue to support the program. Integrated Power Project, initiated since 2004, is jointly funded by the 3 tiers of government. The project, being implemented by Niger Delta Power Holding Company, conceptualized the setting up of injection substations in states of the Federation to make the distribution of electricity easier. Already, 5 out of the 14 substations allocated to Kaduna State have been commissioned since 2012 at Kagoro, Narayi, Ungwarma Azu, among others. The 4 substations commissioned, therefore, were 7.5 MVA substation at Air Force Base, 7.5 MVA Hanwa Zaria, and another 2 at Independence Way and Kabala, Kaduna.
We'd like to thank Mr. President for insisting on continued support in all the NIPP projects and also ensuring that there is enough power for this country for us to become among the 2020 developed countries.
Efforts are currently being made to deliver the last 5 injection substations for the use of the good people of Kaduna State.
We are grateful that this project has begun to transform the lives of people that live in the locations.
With the commissioning of this project, many of our lab equipment that were hitherto idle due to lack of steady electricity are now fully functional.
For now, the total number of completely self-protected transformers allocated to Kaduna State under the NIPP scheme is 506, out of which 389 have been installed to enhance power distribution and management in the state. Meanwhile, Governor Mukhtar Yero of Kaduna State said plans are underway to provide accommodation for teachers in rural areas with a view to improving quality of teaching and learning in the state. The governor stated this while commissioning the new ultra-modern Teachers Office Complex built by the Nigeria Union of Teachers Kaduna State Wing. Correspondent Ahmed Umar Kudan completes this report.
started in 2000 in an effort to provide a better place for running the affairs of the union in Kaduna State. The edifice has 3 conference rooms, offices, among other facilities for improved service delivery. Commissioning the project, Governor Mukutara Malanyero commended the union's leadership for actualizing the project. He said the state has recorded improvement in last West African examination and attributed this to commitment of teachers. National President, Nigeria Union of Teachers, Comrade Michael Olukoya, said the edifice is an indication of committed leadership of NUT management, Kaduna State Wing, saying that this legacy will continue to be remembered.
It shows that Kaduna State Wing are erudite, focused, highly visioned, and indeed they have welfare tendencies.
The Emir of Zazzau, Alhaji Shehu Idris, said teaching profession is a noble job that is always respected. He advised teachers to be upgrading their knowledge from time to time. The chairman NUT Kaduna State Wing, Audu Titus Amba, said the project was achieved without leaving any teacher. He appealed to the state government to provide them with an 18-seater bus to enhance supervision of teachers across the state. Awards were presented to some dignitaries for their contribution to teaching profession. In Kaduna, Ahmad Umar Kudan, NT News.
Of the House of Representatives, Aminu Waziri Tambol, said his fate in the National Assembly lies with God and members of the House. He stated this while answering questions from journalists after the APC Northwest Zonal meeting held in Kaduna. Correspondent Austin Anyebe has the details.
The meeting was attended by former head of state and presidential aspirant under the platform of APC, General Muhammad Buhari, Speaker of the House of Representatives, Aminu Waziri Tambua, and the Deputy Governor of Kano State, as well as other executive members of the party in the Northwest Zone. National Vice Chairman of the party, Northwest Zone, Alhaji Inu Abdulkadri, who spoke briefly before the meeting when closed door, said they were in Kaduna to rub minds on how to achieve victory in 2015 general elections. The National Vice Chairman, who welcomed the Speaker, attending the Northwest meeting for the first time since his defection from PDP, said they will ensure that in 2015 the votes of the electorate count.
This is very important because no matter the support you may give this party, you know, the right to effect that change, it will be almost zero if you do not persuade or cast your vote to the candidate of the party.
Speaker House of Representatives Aminu Waziri Tambua, reacting to events trailing his exit from PDP and his fate in the lower house of the National Assembly, have this to say.
My fate in the National Assembly is in the hands of God and my members of the House of Representatives.
No communique was issued at the end of the meeting, but General Muhammad Buhari spoke to journalists.
Things discussed in the meeting are topical and for APC alone.
In Kaduna, Austin Anyebe, NT News.
That is our contribution from Kaduna Network Center. It's back to you, Ifeanyi, for the continuation of Nationwide.
Thank you, Suleiman. Nigerians have been admonished to imbibe the fear of God and righteousness as panacea to overcome various challenges facing the nation. The primate of Anglican Communion Church, Most Reverend Nicholas Oko, gave the advice at the confirmation service held in Abuja. Correspondent Rotimi Oluwagbemi's report is here presented.
With the tradition of Orthodox denomination, before a member can be accorded the full Christian rites, baptism, confirmation, and admission to Mothers' Union must be observed.
We lay our hands upon you. Be confirmed and strengthened.
Primate of all Nigeria, Most Reverend Nicholas Oko, warned the candidates against ungodly. He said the exercise should spur them to exhibit the new nature in Christ for better humanitarian services.
Some of you may become professors. Some of you may become medical doctors. The new thing is that this faith must be added to it. It must define the way you live.
They should surrender themselves and allow themselves to walk in the power of the Holy Spirit.
In another development, the Church of Christ in Nations, Gerki, celebrated its annual harvest thanksgiving tagged Offer unto God, Thanksgiving and Pay of Vows unto the Most High. Guest preacher, Reverend John Audu, described the event as a time of reflection and annual stock-taking service of thanksgiving for a bountiful harvest recorded during the year.
Because Thanksgiving begins by acknowledging that God is ready.
The Catholic Cathedral of the 12 Apostles in Abuja was in a Thanksgiving mood as the church marked the annual Adult Thanksgiving and Bazaar. Amina Nujem reports that it has as its theme, Harvest of Divine Intervention.
In his homily at the Harvest Thanksgiving Mass, Reverend Father Vincent Omokpapo emphasized on the theme of Harvest of Divine Intervention, where he said there is need to give thanks as those who remained in the service of the Lord will continue to reap blessings from God. He also added that one cannot lay a foundation outside of Christ and expect to reap from the vineyard of the Father. The secret of any kind of breakthrough is in giving to God as contained in Exodus chapter 35, verse 4.
If you want to enjoy in the land that God is giving to you, be ready to release your gold.
Various groups marched and danced while bringing their offering to the altar.
When God keeps you alive, every blessed day of your life, you're supposed to say thank you.
Harvest is very important to show gratitude to God. We should gather all our proceeds and give God thanks as a family.
The Harvest Thanksgiving is a time where parishioners give thanks to God in gratitude and appreciation for His favors in their lives. It is usually an annual event. In Abuja, Amina Nujaim, NTA News.
Summit on Peace Building held in Makurdi. Details with Pam in Makurdi Network Center. Hello, Pam.
Thanks, Ifine, and welcome to Makurdi. As the entire world grapples with the effect of climate change, the Director General of the Nigerian Meteorological Agency, NIMET, Dr. Anthony Anuforum, has emphasized the need for capacity building for early warning system and climate-resilient development as means of addressing the phenomenon. The occasion was the International Conference and 20th Annual General Meeting of the Nigerian Meteorological Society held at the Benue State University, Makurdi. And correspondent Bem Hanya reports.
For some time now, governments, organizations, and the scientific community have expressed concern over the effects of climate change. It is against this backdrop that the conference was organized. Delivering a keynote address, Director General of the Nigerian Meteorological Agency, Dr. Anthony Anuforum, said the agency has repositioned itself and has gone into partnership with other agencies to provide a wide range of services. He charged governments at all levels to be more proactive to early warning system to mitigate the effect of climate change.
We are opening up our services to the maritime sector. We are opening services to oil and gas sector. We are going into partnership with UK Met Office.
Representative of the Vice Chancellor of the Benue State University, Makurdi, Professor Nicholas Ada, and the Dean of the Faculty of Environmental Sciences of the university, Professor Timothy Guse, commended the timeliness of the conference in view of the damage of climate change. President, Nigerian Meteorological Society, Professor Abiodun Adedoye, charged policymakers on the need to reintroduce weather stations in public schools so that the citizenry will be abreast of climate change issues at an early stage. The theme for the conference is Climate Change and Sustainable Development. In Makurdi, Bem Hanya, NTA News.
The need to continue to foster peace in Nigeria for the overall development of the nation was the major focus of the National Peace Summit organized by the Benue State University Alumni Association in Makurdi, the Benue State capital. Correspondent Bem Hanya once again reports that the Minister of Interior, Abba Moro, reiterated government's resolve to make all parts of the country safe for its citizens.
For some time now, the spate of killings of innocent citizens by insurgents, as well as the destruction of property, has been a worry to government and the citizenry. This has led to some measures initiated by government at various levels, as well as organizations and individuals, aimed at peace building and sustenance. It is against this backdrop that the Benue State University Alumni Association organized the National Peace Summit. Minister of Interior Abba Moro pledged government's resolve to end the present security challenges in the country, as according to him, development cannot be achieved in an atmosphere of violence and insecurity.
Both government and the citizenry of Nigeria a sacred responsibility to ensure that our society is pulled out of the present security challenges that threatens our existence as a nation.
Resource persons at the event included the head, Department of Political Science, Benue State University, Makurdi, Dr. Mrs. Mmebi George Genyi, who presented a paper on peace as a panacea for sustainable democracy in Nigeria, in Makurdi, Bem Hanya, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the Evangelical Reformed Church of Christ, ERCC, has called on Nigerians to unite against all forms of violence and other acts that are inimical to the country's progress. Outgoing president of the church, Very Reverend Lakayana, also stated this at the end of a 4-day synod meeting of the church in Alushi, Nasarawa State. And correspondent Isa Muhammad reports.
In a communique issued at the end of the meeting, Reverend Lakayana also expressed worry over the incessant communal crisis in the states, noting that it has brought hardship on victims as many of them lack food and shelter, as well as exposed to environmental and health hazards. While advising both the federal and the state governments to guard against the influx of immigrants, it urged government to checkmate those possessing illegal firearms, especially at the nation's borders. The communique also called for synergy among security agencies, traditional rulers, and religious leaders to arrest terrorism and restore normalcy to troubled communities.
This appeal to all well-meaning citizens to intensify its effort in praying fervently for vast peace and unity of our dear country Nigeria, as we believe strongly that our prayers will bring an end to this ugly situation.
Earlier, new officials were elected to run the affairs of the church for another 4 years. In Lafia, I am Isa Muhammad, NTA News.
Following the renewed commitment of the government to improve the state of roads to boost economic activities, stakeholders in Benue State have called on both the federal and state governments to sustain the tempo of work on some bad roads in the state. Correspondent Achigili Magaji reports.
The concern shown by the people is because the bulk haulage across the country depends on the roads, which are constantly under pressure. While commending both federal and state governments in the efforts to improve the road network, they appeal that now that the year is coming to an end and it is a period where vehicular movements are high, concerted efforts should be made to improve highways and township roads. Though efforts to reach authorities handling the federal roads in the state was not successful, the Commissioner for Works and Housing, Mr. John Ngbede, said the state government and the Federal Ministry of Works have established synergy to improve the conditions of the road soon after the rains.
The controller in North Central Zone, somebody we also relate with. I'm not forgetting that recently we also came back from the National Council of Works, in Asaba. The state of our roads has also been stated.
On the state of township roads and rural roads in the state, Mr. Ngbede assured members of the public that now that the rains are winding up, contractors are being mobilized to sites. Some of the roads where immediate attention is being given include the Makurdi Township roads, the Shugudu Obagaji Road, Utonkon Otupo Road, as well as the one on the Igba roads, to shorten the link between Gwe local government area and Taka and Boko local government areas. In Makurdi, Achigili Magaji, NTA News.
And that will be it from Makurdi. Ifeanyi, it's over to you for the rest of Nationwide. Good afternoon.
Many thanks, Pam. And this report just reaching us, Nigerian Air Force helicopter with call sign Shark 223 on a training mission executed a controlled forced landing 4 minutes after takeoff at the runway approach end of Yola International Airport today at about 9:30 hours. There is no casualty recorded as all the crew members have been recovered back to the base. The Nigerian Air Force headquarters has already set up an investigation panel to unravel the circumstances that led to the incident. The plenary session of the Senate, earlier scheduled to resume on Tuesday, the 11th of this month, has been shifted. Although no reason was given for the postponement, it might not be unconnected with a planned declaration by the President for the 2015 election. A statement by the clerk to the Senate, Benedict Efeturi, therefore requested senators to resume plenary on Wednesday, the 12th of this month at 10 o'clock in the morning. A saying that giving honor to whom it is due may sound a cliche, but motivating an achiever, it is believed, spurs him or her to greater achievements. This came to play in Dublin, Ireland, as Nigeria's ambassador to the Republic of Ireland, governors of Katsina and Ondo states, the ministers of Works, Transport and Niger Delta Affairs were among other notable Nigerians honored for their excellent exemplary leadership qualities in translating President Jonathan's transformation program. Bilkisu Abdurazak Odoye has more.
Other excellent and leadership award recipients are the relaxing evening of good music and fine food that involved clinking of glasses after the successful hosting of the Invest Nigeria Dublin Forum include the Comptroller General of Customs, Accountant General of the Federation, and the Nigerian businessman in Ireland.
Senator Idris Umar has opened a lot of doors, and there is massive amount of opportunities for investment in the maritime sector, in the Nigerian railway system, and in our inland waterways.
Received on behalf of my principal, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, who has encouraged the Treasury House in Nigeria to embark on public financial management reforms, which have saved a lot of money for government, which have made government to become more transparent, accountable, and comparable to global best practices.
Dr. Elizabeth Bolere Ketebu, taken unawares by the organizers of the event, said as an envoy of President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan and in service to the people of Nigeria, she had only done what her principle expects of her. She also commended Nigerians in the Republic of Ireland for being among the best ever.
And to promote friendship and good business relationship with our host country, Ireland. So I'm just trying to do my job and to do my best.
The Katsina contingent came with a message for the Lord Mayor of Dublin from Governor Shehu Shema, inviting him to Katsina for business opportunities as well as presentation of Nigerian traditional attire, which Ambassador Ketebu promised to deliver. And with beautiful music, the evening truly was a relaxing and enjoyable one for Nigerian Irish participants and guests who look forward to the 2015 Invest Nigeria Dublin Forum. Bilkisu Abdurazak Odoye, NTA News.
Nigeria begins preparation ahead of Saturday's clash against Congo-Brazzaville in the AFCON 2015 qualifier as the second Otukpo Ladies Golf Tournament ends in Benue State. Kene Imabodike has details.
Preparations for the make-or-break African Cup of Nations qualifier against Congo-Brazzaville in Pont-Noir have commenced in earnest with the arrival of some invited players in Abuja. Some of the home-based players are coming into camp after a highly impressive 1-0 win over Ghana in an international friendly in Uyo. Nigeria will take on Congo-Brazzaville on Saturday. Amina Wilfred of IPB International Golf and Country Club Abuja has won the second Otukpo National Ladies Open Golf Tournament. She grossed 179 over 2 days. Godwin Inaligo reports that the tournament, attended by 72 ladies and some invited men, was teed off at the Otukpo Golf and Country Club, Benue State, by the Senate President David Mark.
And I want to add that since this will bring all these beautiful ladies to Otukpo, then we should have more ladies open tournament in this place.
The wife of the Senate President, Helen Mark, said the club will continue to give support to the ladies.
I thank my dear husband. He brought in an innovation for the Ladies Open because he invited professionals to play over 2 days.
NTA Board Chairman Patrick Obu congratulated the ladies and promised that NTA will continue to support them in their quest to develop the game in Nigeria.
We are ready to partner with you anytime, any day.
Management of NTA is very willing to encourage staff who are interested in golf. And we are talking of even getting corporate registration for our own members.
In the meantime, Confederation of African Football, CAF, will meet on Tuesday in Cairo, Egypt, to take a decision on which country is to host next year's African Cup of Nations after the refusal of Morocco, which cited health concerns for its refusal. With Sports Update, Keneyima Bodike, NTA News.
And after sports, it's time for a quick check on the weather prospects across the country. Just before we go, it is your right to challenge anybody suspected to be involved in unwholesome activities around you. Be security conscious. This message is from the Directorate of State Security. That concludes Nationwide. There will be more reports at 7 and network news at 9. Thank you for watching.